Welcome to a new daily top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
Let's ignore the US for a second. How's the rest of the world doing? Portugal here. We haven't had a political scandal in almost 48 so I'd say we're doing pretty good. Edit, sorry guys, another scandal, it was good while it lasted. Did your guy steal some airport luggage again? I think I heard something about that a week or so ago. Nope, this time a mate of his political party was found to pay €20 to an underage teen for oral sex. Edit, a male teen. The war continues, people are dying, the shelling doesn't stop. Greetings to everyone from Ukraine. I pray the war ends for you, friend. I wish I could help you. The war ending is not enough. Russia must be violently defeated and its government dismantled. They will do it again. It's grey in the UK, so same as usual. We found the most optimistic person in the UK. In Philippines, Vice President Sara Duterte got impeached by the lower Congress by overwhelming majority. 200+ representatives voted to impeach her. Her impeachment trials will begin after the election. VP Sara got impeached due to A. Threatening to kill the president and his first family. B. Misused of public funds. C. Instigating a coup d'état. D. Treason. Additionally, President Bongbong Marcos formally declares a political war against the Duterte this election. Currently, most of the Marcos lineup has a big chance of winning the congressional election. If they get the majority, they can kick Sara out of the office permanently. They also have no issue with the opposition because the opposition also hated the Dutertes. To be fair, the Dutertes kind of pissed everyone off that might be able to help them already. They brought it on themselves, not that Bongbong is much better. Wait, the president of the Philippines' name is Bongbong. Consider me shooketh. Scotland, it's February so it's cold and grey. There's not much going on in my part of the country so it's somewhat peaceful. ETA, I can't reply to everyone but I'm glad you're all interested in Scotland. I hope you all make it here one day, you'll receive a warm welcome. The only unwelcome people are the MAGA Americans because of the damage the MAGA leader did to our environment building his golf resort and his general attitude to us as a people. No news is good news, in current global politics less than 3. May you live in boring times. Once I got the dream gig of house sitting. A hostel in the Highlands in February was closed for the month. I didn't know anyone in town and spent the month mostly reading by the coal fire, eating toast and jam, and walking in the woods. It was absolutely wonderful. Edit, hostel, not hotel. Ooh, that sounds wonderful. The Highlands are so peaceful in the winter when the tourists are mostly gone. Don't get me wrong, tourism is an essential part of our economy and tourists will always get a warm welcome if the tourists are the respectful kind, which are most, but the stillness of the off-season months is unrivaled. Rio is so hot that at 3 AM everyone is at the beach. So many comments are, Brazil is boiling hot, or Canada is absolute zero. Extreme temperatures globally is scary. I propose a trade, ice for heat. Canada here, very difficult to afford life right now. I make way more than my parents ever made and can only afford maybe 1/4 of what they were able to get off a single income and 3 children. Phone bills is expensive, internet, car insurance, gas, electric bill, gas bill, food. Don't really like this way of living. Same, I'm making more than either of my parents ever did, and I'm single, no dependents, rent a home, and I'm drowning in debt. Something's gotta give for us soon, hang in there. You should do what we did in the US and get your own Trump. You'll still be struggling to afford anything, but at least you'll have more important things to worry about. Under Biden, my financial situation was one of my top worries. Now it doesn't even crack the top 3. My wife and I recently visited Canada from the States for our honeymoon and was absolutely shocked at the cost of living. Fuel and groceries are mind-numbingly expensive. I really hope you all do better soon. Lovely country with beyond lovely people. Hopefully an allied country for years will not hit us with tariffs to make things worse. Sudan is suffering from the world's largest displacement rate from a war driven by foreign interests, UAE. Hopefully it gets better one day so I can return home. The airport is non-existent now so most people, including my family, had to flee to neighboring countries on tight buses with no AC for 48+ hours. All this happened overnight without warning, hoping for safety for you and your family and a quick return for all. My husband's mother was trapped for months when it began. Their extended family is still there and current information about their welfare is scarce. So many people are suffering, yet international attention is low. Kudos to the guy at the Super Bowl holding up a flag to draw awareness. From Japan here, struggling to cope with rising prices left and right. Can't ignore US happenings even from here due to its effects to local politics. I was dreaming of escaping to Japan to escape the rising prices in the Netherlands. We need a global protest. No one can afford anything anywhere anymore. We need to all globally say, fuck you, we the people are in control. Population shrinkage has an inflationary effect. Any country with unbalanced demographics will continue to feel its effects until the issue is sorted. Removed. Wow, I haven't heard a single thing about this. Thank you for spreading the word. I hope justice is served. I did, but only because I was staying in Greece a few days after the first anniversary and graffiti about it, as well as news coverage, was everywhere. It recently came out that most of the deaths happened in the fires after the collision, and there are recordings of the victims shouting that they couldn't breathe, den echo oxygono lit. I don't have oxygen, which has become a rallying cry of the protests, that recently came out as well. It's absolutely horrific, and the mismanagement and rumors of cover-ups have inflamed people. 57 people, mostly students, were brutally killed due to negligence and slow rolling the rollout of remote collision avoidance systems. What was it? They deleted it. Removed. In China, though not Chinese. There are some economic concerns, but my life goes on as normal. Generally fine, though after reading the book for 2 weeks a student wanted to confirm that hobbits aren't real. She's 13. An adult woman in Singapore asked me if the purge was real in the USA. I'm not even joking, give it a couple months. Technically, they did find a cave with the remains of ancient pygmy people who you could argue would have been historically considered hobbits. Quote, I think when a 13-year-old thinks hobbits may be real, it is best to keep your answers very simple. I fucking love this. I wish there were a daily summary for each country around the world. This used to be what the news was. Me too. We need a daily thread. Canada, the country you're posting from, and your take on local events. I think communication strengthens us all, and the way forward is community, local and worldwide. Serbia has beautiful student protests, which may topple the dictatorship. Officially they are demanding that democratic institutions do the job, which they haven't done in years, and they refuse to negotiate with the dictator, because he has no official authority on any of the issues. So still rough, but a little hopeful after a decade of terror. And looking up to Serbia, people in Bosnia are doing the same, smiling face with hearts. This comment was a breath of fresh air. Good luck to you guys. Ecuadorian here. We just had our presidential elections, which ended up in a tie between 2 of the 16, yes, 16, candidates. So we have 2 more months of lovely suspense until the next election round, yay. Also, suspense, since IMO they're both as bad as the other but in different fun ways, so yeah. Crime is still crimming, health services aren't working as they should, lots of unemployment and underemployment, corruption at each level of the state, you know, the usual. But hey, at least the weather right now is nice and the land is fertile and productive, so that's good. South Korean, the president is in trial for impeachment. Utter chaos politically. Small southern African country here, we are fantastic, life is calm and peaceful. Dude, we live in the same country. 60% of people live below the poverty line. Most people can't get jobs. What are you talking about? My guess is that they're in the 40%. I'm glad to hear this. It's reassuring to know that some people are living without worry or strife. I hope you have a wonderful day. Less than 3. Thank you. May your day be gentle on your soul. Part of Brazil suffering from a heat wave reaching 40 degrees Celsius with feel-like temperatures near 70 degrees Celsius in some areas. Also, coffee prices have skyrocketed last month due to severe weather impacting our crops. Edit, it's possible under the right conditions but unlikely to hit 70 degrees Celsius. As someone else pointed out, the agency made a mistake and the actual feels like temperature is about 50 degrees C. 70? Question mark. Just the feel like sensation, not the actual temperature. Either way, it's just an estimative in case we reach 41 degrees Celsius with 80% humidity. The feel like sensation is 33 degrees Celsius where I am right now, and it's already hell. 70 isn't that bad. Oh my god, you said C. That's like 150 F. What the fuck? We've got a government with pretty okay plans, and it only took them 236 days this time. Greetings from Belgium. That sounds like a utopia compared to most places. Yeah, I said it like that because we hold both first and second place in longest time of government making. New Zealand feels a little grim. Cost of living hurts, and currently the state of the job market and unemployment is really depressing. Day strong neighbor. We are not doing much better either. New Zealand here, we are currently run by a moronic former CEO who has absolutely no idea what he's doing and is regularly taken advantage of by his ministers, a man whose only goal in government is to be a kingmaker, though he's admittedly a good foreign minister when it comes to representing us on the world stage, and a libertarian asshole who shits on Te Pati Maori for doing a haka during the swearing-in ceremony without running it by the Speaker of the House, only to attempt to drive a fucking Land Rover up the stairs of Parliament without running it by anyone let alone the Speaker, and had to he stopped by his security who talked to him like a child who'd climbed onto some shelves. That's just the basics, and we still got the better part of 2 years before we can toss them to the curve, because we don't elect governments in this country, we just vote the current ones out. Because we don't elect governments in this country, we just vote the current ones out. That seems like a good summary for last 15 years almost everywhere, sadly. New Zealanders, New Zealand handshake, United States Americans. Sounds like we're in a similar boat. Except Americas can't even fake it on the world stage. Canadian laughs nervously at the upcoming election. I'm clenched for your election too. I've seen so many right-wing conspiracy comments from Canada lately. I think most of those are bots. Also, Trump winning and our right-wing party kind of embracing him has turned them into toxic sludge, so a huge chunk of Canadians are swapping back to the Liberals under new proposed leadership. The change in polling numbers over the last few weeks is nothing short of mind-boggling.